Hello, and welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I'm Justin.
I'm Darren.
Today we're going to talk about a wonderful game that I picked for Darren called...
IGT Slots.
Yes. So, do you remember how you got this game?
I got it in a Fanatical bundle somewhere along the line.
All I knew was that it looked like a slot machine, and the idea of making you play that for an hour seemed pretty good. So... Tell me all about this amazing IGT Slots.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I bought this bundle on Fanatical because I had something else. And I saw this game and I was like, oh yeah, I like slot machines in real life. And I like playing the slot machines in Fallout New Vegas. So this will be fun. No, not really. It was pretty... I mean, the slot machines in New Vegas are simple. It's the three cherries ones most of the time. There's no bells and whistles. You put your bottle caps in, you pull the handle, and then it doom, 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 you win some caps. That's it. I used to sit down with a beer and just play the slot machines in New Vegas for hours. And then until...
You didn't. Why?
Because it was...
Were you winning?
Yeah. You win. Because in New Vegas, you can make the casinos go bust. So you can amass a small fortune. I think it's like, depending on the casino, you can get about 6,000. Each bank has about 6,000 caps. So the Strip has 3 or 4 casinos. There's the Atomic something outside of the Strip. You can make that go bust. There's a DLC that is all casinos. There's another 4 casinos in there that you can make go bust as well. It was good fun. Yeah, it was fun because you had a goal. This game has... no goal, really.
Okay, so in New Vegas as well, Fallout typically has a leveling up system. So did you have super high luck as well?
I took I had a middle of the road luck character. I think he was about a 6 or 7.
Yeah, but you can raise it throughout the game.
Yeah.
So did you raise it before you start playing?
No.
No, really?
No.
Okay. So I was wondering if that also played into the fact that in this game, there's no luck to increase to improve your odds. Your odds are probably Vegas odds,
whatever
right?
They are, yeah.
Not good. The house always wins. All right, so what does the game look like?
They kind of cheat in a sense. So basically, you start the game, you go in, you've got like $1,000, but none of the machines work in dollars. They work with credits. So X amount of your dollars equals X amount of credits. They're not equal. They're somehow proportional to each other, but I don't know why they didn't just pay you out in dollars. They pay you out in credits, which then converts into cash.
Can you do something with the cash once you win? Like, do you have trophies that you buy and then can look at your trophy gallery? Or?
Not as far as I know. There is some kind of level up system because I noticed that there was a badge thing that I could click on to do something, but it's like, oh no, you need to get this level before you can activate this. I never got that, and I never will, because it's been uninstalled and deleted from my hard drive.
Already? Well, I guess that answered the question. Will you play again, or will you play more?
No, I'd rather play New Vegas, man. I'd rather play the casinos in New Vegas. So you go in, and there's basically 4 slot machines, and if you press left, you kind of circle around and to the other side, and there's 4 more slot machines.
But do they have... See, when I saw the picture of it, it looked like a parrot and a tropical paradise. Do they have different pictures on each one?
Yeah. So they're all kind of themed, I guess. So there's like a pirate one. I also noticed this is something that I didn't get because I'm not really from America, is your slot machines are way different from the ones we've got in the UK.
Yeah, sure. What you typically call like a fruit machine or something, right?
Well, like the machines in the UK, like in the pubs in the UK, the machines have 2 levels. So you've got your bottom part, which is the barrels that roll, and then there's usually some kind of mini game board that you move around. There's the little bits where you can gamble for higher or lower. It's usually a 1 to 12 kind of dice system. And then if you trigger something, then you move up into the screen above that, which is the big money game. And the goal is to get into that big money game and win, more than just a few quid. That's fun because it's like there's games within games. This to me was just like me just going beep, ding, ding, ding. And then all of these flashing things, like you can bet 1 line, 3 lines, 5 lines. There's ones where you can bet 50 lines. It's like, I don't even think there's that many combinations. But all these lines are flashing. So it's like, I have no idea how I'm winning.
So what this is the more modern version of the slot machine where you're playing a digital screen and you're playing on a grid. Whereas in more traditional slots, it's just the 3 in the middle and whether or not you make it. And even then, sometimes it had to be within a very tiny kind of range in order to count.
Yeah.
So having actually been to actual Vegas, there were a couple of times where I had the 3 sevens, but the 1 7 just wasn't quite exactly in the center, and so it didn't count kind of thing.
Wow. That's a bit cheap.
Yeah, but again, that's why the house wins.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was just all these flashing lines. So I'm just basically, all I did was my strategy towards the end of my 1 hour was maximum bet. Let's just see. Basically, I wanted to see, can I lose all my money?
Yes.
I wanted to see the end. No. I couldn't. It was like Brewster's Millions. I couldn't lose my money. I kept on winning, and I wasn't able to fail. Just by max bet, max lines, and I was just pushing buttons, and then all these lines and weird crisscrosses of all these different bets that I've placed that I have no idea what they mean. There were rules for things that changed, like the bird one was like, if you had a parrot and a parrot, somehow the parrot, like the middle one became a parrot for some reason, but it didn't work in other lines. I have no idea. I didn't know what I was doing.
Was there any kind of tutorial or explanation in the game?
Oh, no. Each just like a real slot machine, each slot machine comes with a set of instructions. In the game, I mean, in the pub, it's on a index card, the rules, pretty much. In this game, it's 6 pages or 7 pages of rules to flick through. I'm not taking a fucking tutorial to play a slot machine game. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it just wasn't fun. They managed to suck the life out of playing slot machines, which they did beautifully in New Vegas. Also, they really hammered the whole Native American theme, which, I don't know, I've heard that...
In what way?
Well, like, a lot of the slot machines were Native American themed. So it's like, They've got tomahawks, and they've got bears, and they've got this and that, and they using, like, Native American music and chants and stuff. And, I don't know, it kind of, as a foreigner who's not really... doesn't really understand that kind of scene or idea, it's like... we only hear, like, oh yeah, all the casinos are on reserves because that's a way that they're allowed to make money, blah, 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 blah. I'm really not even sure of the laws and how it came to be, but to me that seems a bit, unfair on them. Like, they're kind of cornered into that market where that's the only way that they can make money. And then to put it into a game... reinforcing that kind of negative stereotype seemed a bit racist to me, to be honest. But I don't know the history or anything about it. As an outsider, I just it seemed a bit odd. Like, so you've got Native American themed gambling machines in your casino on the reserve. I don't know. It just was off.
Yeah, I've not been to a casino on a reserve, so I don't know exactly. But yeah, they have, not to get too much into the politics, but because of what was done to them, they, on reserves, do have special exemptions, let's say, from other rules that would... So, for example, casinos are often, in most states, very, very regulated as to whether or not you can start a casino. So, a very good... I don't know if I want to say it because it'll kind of spoil something. But there's a good show that I was watching recently that dealt with the building of a casino and having to get that passed by legislation to permit another casino. So...
What was the show called?
See, that's why, because it doesn't come in until season 2.
Ah, okay.
But anybody listening who's watched it knows what I'm talking about now. So basically, they don't have to follow that same rule.
Yeah, that's kind of what I know about it, is that they're exempt from certain laws, but yeah, it seems a bit of a poor way to... Like, rather than doing actual real building and real money and proper programs, it's like, here, you can build a casino. Like, there you go, that's going to solve all your problems.
I don't think it was suggested to them. I think it was something that they have ingeniously realized that they could do a workaround. It's also why a lot of times in the US, gas stations, petrol stations will have a much better price because they have certain tax exemptions that they don't have to pay for. So the fuel there is cheaper.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. I haven't played this game, so I don't know for sure. It seems like it probably is, and as you feel, it probably shouldn't be in the game, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
But here's the other thing, right? So you've got your 4 slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 4 different areas of the casino, right? So you got, let's just call them A, B, C, and D. So you got A, which is a row of 4 slot machines. B, another row of 4. C and D, same thing. So you think, how many games do you have? 16. No. In one row, it's almost imitating real casinos too much, where they shouldn't be, but there's the same machine in the game. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, it's clearly because you have your lucky one, the second one in or something.
But that's ridiculous. It's like, so they don't even have 16 different machines. They've got, like, I don't know, I think I counted 13. They've got 2 doubles at least.
So did you play all the machines in that hour?
I tried them all, yeah. And then I ended up sticking with just one of them, trying to lose my money.
So which one was your favorite?
The racist one.
So let me ask you, playing the hour,
Yeah.
you're playing a slot machine.
Yeah.
Were you only playing the game, or were you listening to something in the background?
No. I was fully on headphones and all with this one. The reason I ended up playing the kind of American Indian native one was because it had good sounds. I kind of understood the rules. It didn't have like 5 barrels worth of lines. It only had 3. I understood the mechanics of the bonus, which was like a herd of buffalo. Again, man, they're really hammering this. And there's something called blackout. Like if you got a whole screen of buffalo, you would win a huge prize. I never got that, but it was quick to spin. I understood the rules. It had decent sounds. Some of the sounds in the other machines were just really annoying. And that was a machine that I tried to lose all my money on. And I just max betted every line possible.
So what was your total at the end, do you know?
I started with 1,000, and I think I ended up with about 1,100 after an hour. Betting. I mean, I dipped to about 800. And as I was losing money, my enjoyment raised, because I was just like, I just want to get to the end. I want to see what happens. But then I hit a jackpot. It's like all the lights and everything's going off, the alarm bells, and like, oh great, $10 million.
So you played for an hour.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Was an hour worth spending?
No, it wasn't. It was weird. Again, I keep talking about New Vegas because I guess because New Vegas has a whole economy attached to it, and it has consequence when you losing your bottle caps. You're like, man, that's a plasma rifle I just lost, or that's me going to the general store and buying a med kit worth of stuff of bottle caps done.
Or also, if you win, then you have stuff that you can buy.
Yeah, it's like, I've just gained a plasma rifle now. But yeah, in this game, there's no consequence. It's like they've removed everything about what makes a slot machine fun. If they had, like you said, if they had a sub game, like stuff you could buy, or even just wallpapers or anything, just like, or
new
machines that you unlock. It's nothing. They give you everything, and they give you $1,000, and they're like, that's it.
It's basically a time waster.
Yeah.
You probably play this. You probably turn the sound off and listen to a podcast or some music.
Yeah.
So for that, I suppose it's probably worthwhile. But otherwise, would you recommend this game?
No, definitely not. It was dull, boring, and again, it's probably my fault because I don't understand the rules of those kind of American style slot machines. Overly complicated and not really engaging. But like I said, again, New Vegas was so simple. You just pushed a button and the things lit up, and you just hope to get all cherries or whatever. That's simple, but it was still fun. And yeah, man, I played the hell out of those casinos. I broke every single casino in the game. I broke their.
You got that achievement then? Probably,
yeah. Is there an achievement? Oh no, I didn't. I've never played it on Steam.
Oh right. Oh well. You have something to look forward to.
Yeah. I've bought it. I bought the Ultimate Edition because it was cheap, but I've never got around to playing it.
So if you were to give this game 3 tags, you get what? Come on,
gambling.
Okay, gambling.
Stereotypical racism.
Okay.
And I feel like rather than a word, it would be a sentence. Like, you would have to be really, really boring as a person and have nothing else to do. If you find enjoyment in playing this game, there's something wrong with you. Like, this is...
I'm pretty sure that's too long to be a tag, but all right. How about Life Waster?
Life Waster, sure.
And you would recommend this game?
To nobody on
Okay.
earth. Not even a gambler. A gambler, I used to be a gambler. I still do from time to time, but I'm not obsessive about it. But even a gambler playing this game who plays slot machines professionally would be like, this is the most trash garbage game. It's not even a good simulation of it. Like,
And you bought this game in a bundle, right? So, keeping that in mind, it was probably cheap and is in a bundle. Confirmation or remorse?
Remorse. Total remorse. Like, the bundle itself was decent because it had it was a puzzle bundle. It had 7 Wonders and a lot of kind of Mahjong, kind of Tetris style games, none of which I've installed. I bought it just because it was $1.
There may be future episodes on those.
But I mean, as it stands, as in wasting an hour of my life and infecting my library with it, cardless trash.
There we go. Cardless trash. You see where your priorities are always.
All right, so we come to that part in the show where we have kind of, sticking with the name so far, Beggar's Remorse, where people have so nicely volunteered to have horrible, or maybe horrible games thrust upon them to play for an hour like we've been doing. And this week we've got, what one was it, Justin?
It sounds like Fantasyland. Is that the right game?
Yep, that's the one. Fantasyland, yep.
And who played this for us?
This is Crimson Albedo.
That explains a lot. Crimson is very much a reviewer in his own right. And, well, we got quite the review here.
You got a book.
All right, so bear with me
Yep.
as we talk about Fantasyland. All right. Here's my thoughts after sitting down with Fantasyland for an hour in homage and respect to the tortures or pleasures you two put yourselves through playing various games for Buyer's Remorse. And to that I say thank you. Okay. Step into Fantasyland, a game where the first greeting to the player is a man holding a big gun. I decided to go into this game blind and play for 1 hour as I had seen on Buyer's Remorse. The first thing I did was navigate all my menus to see what my options were. That's a man after my own heart. One of the things I noticed was game instructions. I thought that could probably be important. This is where things started to show with some translation issues. I got to see such lovely things, such as hitting W and S lets the player move before and after, while A and D lets the player move left and right. The rule of the game was you just need to stand there and wait for the enemy to occupy the target point. I wish you a good time. By far the best little thing I found, though, was a selection in the menu for the producer. It shows a creature face palming, and my thoughts were, quote, oh boy, even the producer knew this was a bad idea.
Oh, this is brilliant.
So, after navigating the rest of my options, which were very limited, I decide to step into the game. There are several heroes to play with, but only one starts out unlocked. The others you earn by beating levels or by buying them with actual money. The objective of the game is essentially King of the Hill in an arena. You start on one side of the enemy's spawn point, starts on the other. The objective point is in the center. There's not any real explanation for this unless you can decipher the instructions or just figure it out by chance.
Always a sign of a good game.
You have your hero health and energy points. The energy points allow you to run and fire your gun. You have to stand still to refill them.
Jesus.
That sounds awful.
A run and gun, but not when it isn't. Yeah.
Run and gun until you're out of ammo.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're behind something, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, back into it. At first I thought it would be a pretty simple to pass the level. Slowly, one enemy at a time got spit out at me. Ran across a mostly empty hallway, and I finished it off while standing on the point. Then I hit 50% completion. At this point, it spawned a doppelganger, which is the exact same model, by the way, and pretty much triples the spawn time. This is always the point where I would lose the stage. I would either run out of energy and not be able to shoot because I had to stand still. I would run out of life, mostly because I had to stand still to refill energy. or the enemy would win the game. Another real fun poison for your tea is the fact that the double of you has no energy restrictions. So it'll just chase you down constantly and shoot you constantly. Maybe if there were power-ups or pickups, it'd be possible, but I never could do it.
Wow.
I always hate mirror fights anyway. Especially when they're clearly OP compared to you. All right. It's at this point I also noticed that the game was pretty much overclocking my everything for no real reason. I was getting frame rate drops out of nowhere, and it attributed to my ability to play. After about 36 minutes, I was pretty much done with it. I was dreading the idea of trying the unfair frustrations for another 24 minutes. I jumped into discussions to kill a bit of time, but of course, they were pretty much empty aside from people complaining about the game. I stuck around for the hour to try and finish the level, but never did. I don't see myself returning to it or trying to finish it. To anyone seeking this game out, I recommend you tuck tail and run in the other direction, because it is certainly not worth the time and frustration.
Oh man, sorry.
It's a $10 game, this as well.
$10?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely tuck and run. Get out of there. Get out of there. I'm not going to be playing it.
No, I'm glad I gave it away.
I'm just glad, I didn't somehow get subjected to this one in the future. So, thank you very much for playing.
Fantasyland.
Yes.
Thanks, dude.